Hi everyone, this is Jen Duke, and this is my Module 15 case study. So what I know about the case study is that Truman Elementary is the largest elementary in the district. The reading achievement is on a downward trend as well as math, not only by cohort group, but grade level to grade level. And parent perceptions are currently negative regarding reading instruction, and the PTO has requested to meet with the principal to address these concerns at the next meeting. I also know that I have made an assessment of reading instruction, and I have asked the reading supervisor to do so as well. There is a grant proposal that the school may be eligible for, but I will have to gain support of the district. And based on the reading supervisor's assessment, there is little to no differentiation within the instruction of reading, and the staff requires professional development around instructional strategies. What I need to know is, first I'm going to need to know more about who we are, how we do business, where we are now, and how to find the gaps and root causes. I'll need to collect more data, disaggregate that data in order to not only meet the needs of the grant proposal requirements, but also to answer the questions around gaps and root causes. I will need to look more closely at the instructional schedule throughout each day to ensure that the time devoted to instruction is protected. And I'll need to determine how the superintendent will feel about the grant application. So essentially, the problem is that Truman Elementary School has shown a trend in declining student achievement scores in reading and in math. In order for the problem to be addressed, it will be my job to determine why this is happening and what needs to be done to change it. So my plan of action would be, first I would begin the process of compiling the data that is needed to begin the grant proposal process. I would also meet with the superintendent to discuss my plans for the grant, as well as plans to improve student achievement. Next, I would set up the meeting with the PTO and be prepared to address their concerns while explaining my plans for improving reading instruction and achievement. Next, I would begin compiling multiple measures of data so that as a staff and school, we could reevaluate who we are, how we're doing business, where we are, where we need to be, and how to get there, including finding gaps and root causes. This would take time and several meetings. Over time, I would be able to devise a professional development plan around instructional strategies. This would include more than just reading, as math scores need to be addressed as well. As part of a continuous school improvement plan, and after beginning the professional development on instructional strategies, we would begin to look at our reading program extensively and determine what supplemental materials might be necessary. While these things are happening simultaneously with the reading supervisor's assistance, we could begin to start differentiation in the classrooms, both intervention as well as for high-achieving students. I would then be completing the grant proposal process while all of these things are happening within the school. Hoping that we receive a grant, we would use that grant money to meet the needs of our instructional plans, potentially provide professional development, and overall improved student achievement would follow. We would know what was happening because we would continue to analyze data over time. All of this would then be communicated to the community so that they know we are committed to improving. The strategies that I would use would be by discussing my school's achievement and the need to attempt the grant proposal with my superintendent. I'm proving that my first interest is student success. And by collaborating with my supervisor, I will grow as a leader. By meeting with the PTO to address their concerns, I can continue a strong partnership with the community and show them that their concerns not only will be heard but addressed, and that their students are my first priority. By improving the professional development plan and including data analysis and instructional strategies and best practice, I'm ultimately ensuring that the best interests of our students are potentially going to be met. The plan that we put together as a staff and school will be communicated to the community so that, again, they are involved as stakeholders and know what our commitment is to student success and improved achievement. The resolution is best for students because the intensive collection and disaggregation of data in order to determine what is needed to improve student achievement will also overall positively affect students at the school. This resolution is also best for students because the potential money that comes from the grant proposal will provide materials and professional development opportunities for our staff. And finally, the resolution is best for students because it will force me as the building leader to more effectively analyze data in order to enhance continuous school improvement. It will also help staff improve their ability to make differentiated instructional decisions based on data analysis, which will increase student achievement and success overall. As this was happening, I was thinking about better ways for me as the principal to incorporate data into staff meetings and PLCs regularly, and how I can continue to be more visible and hands-on in classrooms. I was feeling grateful for the support of our community stakeholders who were only concerned about the welfare of the students, and they want to hold me accountable, which is extremely important. And I considered that all content needs to be addressed during data analysis, not just reading and math. Some unresolved issues. So how can I help staff bring in other resources in instruction and not just only to focus on basals or textbooks? How can we increase our ability as a staff to use interventions to support low and high functioning students? And how can I organize professional development and learning opportunities, not just to include data analysis, but also instructional strategies, while also being able to meet the needs of other expectations around professional learning? So Standard 8 revolves around effective educational leaders being able to engage families in the community in meaningful, reciprocal, and mutually beneficial ways to promote each student's academic success and well-being. So, for Component 1A, I acknowledge the concerns of the PTO and set up the next available meeting to hear and address their concerns. By choosing to participate in the grant proposal process and communicating with the superintendent, I demonstrated that our school is not in isolation, but part of a system. And by communicating the school improvement plan with the community, I will show the intent that we have as a school and staff to increase student achievement. Component 2B, including the reading supervisor and classroom observation and analysis, can help provide more resources to the staff to improve instructional strategies. By collaborating with the staff to understand how to differentiate instruction, this will help our classrooms be more successful by supporting students more effectively. By evaluating what potential interventions are in place or need to be, this may ultimately help students and their families. And Component 3C, the compiling and disaggregation of data in order to find gaps and root causes will specifically impact student learning. By modifying the professional development plan to include more work with data analysis and interpretation, will initiate a positive teaching change. And by participating in the grant proposal, it will not only force us to more closely evaluate data, but also hopefully to gain more money for resources for our students and staff. Thank you for hearing my case study analysis.